Greetings everyone, hello and welcome back to Anno Pax Romana 2 probably. Oh, I'm rubbing my hands right now. I hope you can hear this because today the embargo was finally lifted and that means we can elevate the city, we can elevate it to tier 4 and of course, we want to do this right away. Now, yeah, the inner block makes the most sense. We can upgrade all of them and just happily I would like to do this. A bit of marble it costs me. And poof, there it is to our glorious tier 4 residences. And another thing that I've noticed right away is, yes, there's gonna be a new street texture coming in as well that we can unlock really soon now. There's actually 3 street textures for the Roman city. That is new. And that's a street texture that will fit then a bit more closely to these houses here as opposed to the Aqueducts that we have over here that have a bit of a different ground texture. Now that's only the beginning. I would like to go ahead and poof these guys here up as well, and then probably also these guys here. This will already cost me quite a bit of workforce, but I hope we should be fine with that. Look at that. These are some really, really beautiful houses. And that just looks so majestic. Fantastic. Warm colors, warm textures, beautiful Roman buildings, and I'm just so happy that they chose the Roman period because I don't think we've ever seen a city builder resembling Rome like this game does at this point. It just looks so good. It's incredible. Really fantastic stuff. And of course, with these new guys, we have a whole bunch of new demands, but also new buildings that we'll be able to get in now. That just looks really good. I would love to walk around here a bit longer, but of course we cannot afford this so much as we want to push now for whatever they are offering me. So first of all, this ransom demand, I'm gonna refuse. And then let's have a look at them. Patrician it is. Patrician residents, and oh my god, look at that, what they have in store here. They need wine, they need the oysters with caviar now. This actually has a huge health boost. They also have the bird tongue. That is the one that we get in Albion. That has though a happiness reduction. And then we got the wine here that has a happiness increase again. For the service buildings, we got a bunch more now. We got the library and the temple. Gonna look at that soon. A few more clothes. I would primarily... Oh, this is nice. Cloaks gives you happiness and health boost. That sounds great for something that we're gonna need soon. And this one here is 5 income. The loungers and the hand mirrors. On top of that, we get this whole new category down here, the culture, that gives me the standing lyris for belief and knowledge, and the chariots. Holy cow, the chariots has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars that it fulfills. Alright, and we'll just see what happens at the end when we fulfill all of that. Probably a huge celebration for us. We get another building material, the Mosaic. That is something we probably want to activate soon. And of course we got these new production chains now here. Some of them will be in Albion, some of them here in Latium. And there it is also our monument, our very first one, and the Amphitheater. That's the foundation for this one. 75,000 it costs me, some wood and concrete, and we could actually afford this already. And I think why not? I mean, this is why I reserved this area here. So I would like to go ahead and move my buildings around so that we have some space here for that. Of course, I will probably also need to develop this whole area because you can't have a monument like that with peasant houses surrounding it, right? So we will need to upgrade. We will need to upgrade the roads here. And I'm probably, wait for it, there's the aqueduct. Because there's no mountainside here, right? And let's just check it out how big it is. Yeah, it's pretty massive. I will not be able to squeeze it in like so. This could work. I could also have it here. Or here. I really would like to have it right here. So this is where we want to have it. So I will need to move a bunch of things here around. These are production buildings, the olive presses with the health boost, right? So I will actually need to get this one back in here because I want to use that health boost on more houses. As some of you have been pointing out, we have a very big problem. The problem also is that we have a lot of people. So I think we've grown quite a bit or too fast. But there is a cool thing actually. You can look at governance tab over there, and you can actually have then an overview over all your health boosts and happiness boosts and fire boosts, but also their penalties. And look at that. Like, my whole industry doesn't really make anything up, right? The biggest issue here is the city status, 6,400. The next one is then my 12 soap makers that we have with 115. So really, my industry is not a problem here. You can also see the same thing with the happiness, right? The 12 soap makers only make up to almost 200 negative happiness, but the city status makes 12,000. So unless there is an item or unless there is a tag that makes this penalty go away or reduce it, I really can't see that many solutions to the problem we have. Because the more people I get in right now, the higher that penalty grows, right? So it's just inevitable to me to get this right. You can also see the same thing now. What's the biggest boost for health right now? It's the public services. It's also the goods that we provide, like fashion, household, and deliver to residences. So it's still, you know, we're providing everything they have right now. So wine is the one that I'm not providing, for example. That will certainly not make a big difference, right? But outside of that, we're providing all the goods, and my city is plastered with service buildings at this point. For example, we got the theater from one end to the city all the way to the other. So all of that is there, right? Especially the happiness, negative 5,000 almost. I really have no idea how we can push this down further at this point. All right, let's go ahead and stop with the babbling and the bobbling, and make this a bit more efficient. I'm actually not scared of removing a few buildings, because as we've pointed out, we have too many, right? So it's fine if I delete a few buildings, just so that we can get more services in. It's probably the safest thing we can do. Let's get the latrina down there and move another building, because I really want to start with the monument now, right? That's my most important focus that I have. Let's get one of the olive presses here, because this at least provides a nice health boost to the region. And then we have this one over here. We can affect a few of them. Okay, after cleaning a few things up, there's still... What is that? A tavern. Oh, nice. That tavern is actually not needed here, as far as I can see. That tavern is needed... Oh, all the way down here. There might be use for a tavern. So let's just delete buildings again freely to get me that happiness boost for these guys. Barely noticeable, though, as we manage. Alright. That looks great. No idea in which direction it looks right now. Could probably have it then like so. Or like so. Yeah, this makes the most sense to me right now. There you go. Because there is the camp that has the pathway down there, right? So to me, that kind of like looks right. This unlocks the chariots now. Alright. And it has 4 phases. Let's check it out. The next phase that we start now. So the first phase we finished already. And the second phase now needs timber, concrete, and ropes. We have all of that. Plus 400 farmers. That is something we will not have, I have a feeling. So let's expand. First of all, this can be a city, right? Close. But it's gonna be definitely city space that we upgrade over time. Because the goal is really to not have farmers close to the amphitheater. Here, no idea. Here we could also make it like so. Like, let's have the road all around that. And then I could have more houses there. Or, this is an area. Or more here. But you see again, right? We need a lot of additional houses now. This increases my city level soon. And we get the next huge penalty. At least fire safety is absolutely fine right now. I'm happy to report. So with the current workforce that we have, it's gonna take us 35 minutes to finish this next phase. Though it looks a bit empty right now. Not that many people roaming the monument. By the way, should look nice from down here. Let's have a look. Can we walk up there? Nah. I could look down. But that's about it. Alright, so this one continues. We definitely need to check out our workforce now. So one thing that of course we have at this point, what we should have is, there it is, we're full on wheat. And how's my flour looking? We're full on flour. That's of course because these things are coming in now from Firmium, right? So here we have our production and the trade route getting this over. So that also means that we do not need those wheat farms anymore. Let's do this right away, because this saves me a lot of workforce, and on top of that, space that we can use for more expansion. So let's have a road over there. And yeah, actually I don't think we need anything else here. We do have our service buildings here, all 3 of them. One thing that we need is an aqueduct, right? A well. That is something I will need to provide. That great fire, it never happened so far. Shouldn't say that out loud. The Anno gods do not like that. Let's have it here. This is something, I haven't found a hotkey for this yet. Should be able to... I cannot snap it onto the main road, unfortunately. So I'm not gonna copy the roads, right? We're rather just gonna copy this block here. I'm not able to build this one. Do you see that? Not able to build it on the right next to the road. But if I take it like this, it's working out. Alright, let's make it like so. And then I'm probably... because I really want to use that road that we have there. I don't believe those signs of public unrest. And probably here. As we do really want more workforce. And by the way, here we could have another service block. Gonna need them. I'm just gonna get this over. And where should we have the well? Let's check it out. Because the radius is not as big as I wanted it to be. So if I have one, it actually should be right here, right? We could move it, right? I could move this one a bit to make room. And with that, we would have then the well available here for this whole district. You know what? We could change the bath with the Grammaticus. Because the Grammaticus is something that we could probably really nicely squeeze into that area here. Along that road. Yes! Like so. Much better. Because now we have this central area here for the well. And it's probably the last cistern that I would like to have then, right? Because, yeah, we could even make 2. Trading post improvement. That's something I would like to do right away. That we have here. We can build it to tier 3. Trading post. Once again, increasing also massively our island-wide storage. Now, I figured this is a much better area for the cistern, right? So we're close again to our sanctuary. And here, we should be able to squeeze this in. There you go. Having it like so. That's not possible. There it is. And then we merge it here. Yeah, the road. I know. There you go. Perfect. And with that, we have this area now covered as well. Once again, another boost here. We are almost equal now on island safety. Health is still a bit of an issue, but not that much anymore. And I can have another one then going into this area. Fantastic. The only thing now that we can still do here is adding more houses. Can you have a road? Yeah, you can. That's really cool. You can have a road just for this one tiny building. So it has its own entrance then here. That's really cool. Okay, so I will need to plan this also right away. Otherwise we're not having that much room anymore in the future. So the latrines, let's move it down there. Also together with that happiness boost here. And then I just take the aqueduct here again. Right. Can we move it over the mountain? Ah, that would have been nice. This could also be better. You know, like, visually it works. There's space here, but it just doesn't let me do it. But this works. Just getting rid of that street over there is fine. And then we move it over here. Make the connection from the cistern. Okay. That's okay. Now we have it on the back, and there's my cistern for this whole area then. Can we make a road over there? Yeah. Like so, would work out. And with that, let's build all of them. 51 tons that we have, and that's a lot of workforce coming in again. Now we have the market over there. I will probably need to have another smaller market somewhere here. We could use this chaotic area there, because I think the market doesn't need that much space. And for happiness sakes, also a tavern right here. And as you can see, we've reached the next level, and that leads to another 3,000, 2,000 unhappiness, so we're at 6,000 now. Just because I expanded a bit my city district. I can't change anything about that. So much unhappiness. At least the fire, I mean, it's at negative 1,200 now, but at least there's nothing really happening, you know, like, if it's that negative, I've never seen a giant uprising so far, and I've never seen a great inferno so far. So, despite this being very red up there, I think it's not such a big deal. Let's build the aqueduct. All the way here. Into that cistern. So this one's now affected, and that immediately resolves the fire problem again that we had in this area. Now the next thing that's gonna be a bit more fun is my specialists now. So I do have a bunch of specialists in that should be very interesting for what we have planned. I cannot unload them. Come on. There you go. This one? You cannot unload the specialists. Only in the menu. And let's get the military ship again away, and the trireme. I think we've lost the ship somewhere. So we'll replace it. There it is. And you're going for this. What's the pirates doing? So the pirate is roaming around right now. We do have a lot of ships though against him. What I need, in fact, are more trade ships. So I'm gonna, especially here the civilian too. Let's have 3 in the queue. Workforce is now fine, so the work resumes. In 6 minutes we finish that monument. And we do have still a bunch more equitas that we can level up. I would also like to do this, to be honest. So these guys here. So this whole area there, really. Also along the forum here. Let's have them upgraded. And then also here along the main road. And with that, we have reached the next level. And also unlocked, I think, the next phase for our monument. I just love chasing the pirate. My ships are really fast, actually, when you want it to be. So this looks cool. It feels way faster, the warfare, than in 1800. So those ships are really, really nicely fast. Weapons and sails, thank you for that. And I'm gonna keep my ships, my special forces available, so we can intercept. Now, the specialist. That's another thing I wanted to quickly go for, and that's where we need the officium that we have over here. Because some of those specialists have really nice traits. And right now, I would like to push my plebs. So we have them here, primarily. So it makes sense to me to have an officium in here. Probably could look like so. That looks cleaner, I think. And this one has a specialist now that is for the plebeians, boosting the workforce by 30%. All of them. And that was enough to push me positive now. Very nice. Because the radius is really good for these buildings. Right? And also, we get all residences in range get another 0.6 happiness. Flat out like that. And of course, I would like to use this one as well. Even though this wasn't really... didn't really feel that. It's 46 happiness. It actually shows you this. There's a bunch more, like Iron Mines gave me knowledge in the area, and residences in range gain 0.6 knowledge. So this might be something that we could also take for another residence somewhere. Yeah, this looks quite nice here. Now it's a busy construction site. You even got the occasional soldiers, making sure that morale stays up. And yeah, it's actually finished already. Let's continue. Phase completed. Some of you might be having now a guess how it looks at the end of it. Pretty sure. There's my aqueduct, so we're close to it. And let's have the... I think we have unlocked it. Yes, we have unlocked phase 3 already. And with that, we get now the concrete, tiles, marble. We have lots of that. And the ropes again. Let's unlock this one. And we resume construction. This will take now plebs as my next workforce. And my farmers are back positive again, which is very much needed because we need the farmers for shipbuilding, right? You need to staff those ships. So all of those ships cost you farmers. We can also have an overlay here showing me that we are using 800 farmers right now on ships. Yeah, and this number just goes up. And I think it's tied to the city they're being built on, the island. So it might actually make sense to produce ships on another island too, to use the lower tier workforces, as we do not have a commute pier or anything like that. Okay, so since we're using marble, I have a feeling that the next construction material will be Mosaic. So in this case here, that's the mineral quarry now that we have. The mineral crusher, it also needs clay. And it needs then just the Tessera works. The Tessera work, fire safety, gives me though some prestige that is probably pretty great. And the clay pits then. Now the clay pits, we do already have a bunch of them here in Firmium now working as well. And I would just like to go ahead and continue with that. The Tessera works need 0.5 per minute. So one of them provides for 4 of them already. If we want to produce 4 per minute. So 1 is fine. Let's also give this one a warehouse somewhere here. And another thing, by the way, never realized how steep it is here. Crazy, those poor farmers. And then we need the minerals. We're already having the quarries in Saliente together with the crusher. So we're already getting most of it in, but don't forget, this is for the toga that we're producing. For the glass, right? And we really need to check out how many glasses we produce. So let's have a look at Vineta for the glass. So my production is at 2, my demand is already at 2. That's not so great. And we're producing 3, so I do need a bit more here. Probably, yeah, 4 in fact, which leads me to all of the mountain sites that we probably have. Let's go ahead and build me one. Gonna have me another warehouse then here. Let's go up to that. Luckily, we have a lot of mountain sites. There is another one already that we prepared, and a third one over here. Okay. Getting this one done. Now we just did the mineral crusher. This one fortunately does not require coal or anything like that. Would have been my ending. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead with those 3. It's not gonna be too much. Oh yeah, my demand. I could build... No, it's almost equal. I'm gonna keep it like that. to have this one equal. We just need a few more plebs. Look at that city that we have here already. And I might need a few more houses down there. That's already enough, right? And the workforce for the plebs. Porridge is something we could give them easily. To push my population a bit. Town of that size is so easy to keep happy. Just a few more police stations and that's it. Now the good thing is we're already getting the minerals over to Veneta. So I don't need to do that much more. We have then, this is a nonsense trade route. We have an inferium trade route that gets the bread over. And by the way, it's not enough. So we'll need to get me another bread in here. And also now we're gonna take the clay with us. That we're producing fermium. I could also have... Yeah, probably one more here. Clay. And then we get the clay over too from here. Would make sense. But let's keep it like that for now. As we already have now fermium. And we have the workforce here. So that's fine. And with that, we only now need... Yeah, the Tessera works. And I'm gonna have them all the way here. And funnily enough, they employ patricians. Okay, so patricians work in these refineries now, it seems. Producing Mosaic for us. Where though? Yeah, I guess here. They're producing with 2, so I need 4, right? And 4 should be fine then. I'm gonna have me a block somewhere here. And of course it doesn't fit. I'm gonna have me that block here. Because I really want to make this fit. Into one of these. Then we're gonna take this one, move it as far down there as possible. Because there we already have then a warehouse. I'm gonna have me another one here. And I can see that we're probably gonna need... No, actually we don't. Nope. It's all fine. Let's build all 4 of them. And get me the Mosaic production online. The next construction material. Finally, we have enough workforce again to be able to upgrade. And of course, we want to do this right here. A few more plebs over there. And then also my farmers to plebs as well. And let's do this right now where we have the amphitheater. And then also here. And probably on that side. We don't have any here at all yet. So might be good to start changing this now. Now, of course, it wouldn't be fun if there's not a new service building that brings my sweat out. And one of them is the library. The silence is only broken by the rustling of papyrus and the scratching of quills. And this one here increases the knowledge of the area by +7, the prestige by +3, and it reduces the fire safety by +2. So once again, By the way, does this affect all the buildings? Some of them are affected and some of them are not. I think only the patricians are affected by the penalty, which wouldn't be so bad. Now, we need a proper location for this. It's huge. This building is really big. The radius though is also nice, right? So over there, we would get most of the developed city in. So I'm not going to have this one in the center this time around. I'd rather move my plebs around a bit. And in this case here, it's those guys here that I'm going to move over there for now. And let's just check it out. I probably will need to get rid of these guys and of these guys. So we can have them over there. There you go. By the way, the temple that we have is even bigger. We'll just see where we put this one. I have already an idea. And there's our library. Once again, a beautiful building. And yeah. Okay, 700 increased fire safety penalty. Damn. I didn't believe it. But it also gives me a massive boost to my island knowledge. So we can finish research now faster. And by the way, we finished the warehouse improvement. Next, the gambling house is tempting. Let's actually start researching on this. 20 minutes it takes. And over there we have then the marble roads, the next marble texture, or the next road texture we can use. An ornamental road that gives also small amounts of prestige and allows for faster transportation of goods. Also, it extends the reach of buildings. That's interesting, and I want to go for this. We also unlock a shrine permit on the way to that, which is fantastic. We're unlocking the Aqueduct campus. A bonus hoofbeat, okay? Believe in an area boost, and then the marble street. I'm very excited about that. Fantastic. And there is our... My goodness, is it beautiful? It is. Right over here, in the center of things. Probably we'll have this road here expanding all around. And here we will be able then to have another aqueduct into that area. We certainly will need that. Now that I think about it. We still have room for another cistern. Yeah, what more to say? Then I hope you enjoyed this one. We continue onwards in the next episode with our monument construction, probably finish it. And yeah, continue building massive buildings that, yeah, reduce my safety ratings. Stay tuned.